Curious question. Would you have accepted Akaza's offer to become a demon? Answer in the comment section below. Now let's begin the video. Akaza of Demon Slayer is not your everyday villain who has a desire to just obliterate everyone in his path. While he does destroy his opponents, prior to that he asks them to join him. You know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them. When Akaza appeared in the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie, I was just baffled. I was amazed to see such a cool character, especially a villain, with his breathtaking theme and that auto-tune voice combined with his majestic character design. Imagine how the people in the theaters would have felt at his surprise and sudden entrance. Just oh my god. Before I start the video, I just want to tell you that Akaza is not a coward. You just can't say coward to a demon in broad daylight. What was Akaza supposed to do? Stand there under the sun? He would just die. It was a literal suicide. No demon with common sense would do that kind of a thing. If you say like this, then even Muzan would be a coward. I understood why Tanjiro had said that word, but it was wrong. Warning, spoilers ahead of Demon Slayer manga. When it comes to villains in Demon Slayer, almost everyone sympathizes with them as soon as their backstory is revealed, because every character in Demon Slayer is just tragic. Akaza is no exception. The most hated villain in the story became the most loved villain in a matter of pages due to an overpowered thing in anime, the backstory. There is only one word to describe Akaza's backstory: heartbreaking. Akaza, or Hakuji, when he was a human, had a terrible life just because of some cruel and disgusting humans in this tragic world. They destroyed his life by killing his loved ones, his master and his fiancée. I had heard already that Akaza's backstory was really tragic, but this tragic? I won't believe if a person failed to cry at the point where this was revealed. The mangaka simply took a U-turn by making Akaza's character so worthy of getting sympathy from the readers. At first, I thought Akaza was just pure evil. I would never have imagined that a character who killed arguably the most loved character in Demon Slayer would turn out to be someone who was just used and manipulated by Muzan. Yet again, Demon Slayer threw us back into tears. From the backstory, it was clear that Akaza really loved his fiancée. And that's probably the reason why Akaza did not eat any women when he was a demon, unlike Duma. Akaza couldn't protect his loved ones, and that is why even in the life when he was a demon, Akaza only had one objective: to become strong. In his backstory, Akaza wanted to become stronger so that he could protect the love of his life and his master, but the life ahead of him had other plans. After the death of the persons closest to him, he had no one to protect, so he did not care about getting strong at all. Failing to protect the people that he cared about was the reason Akaza hated weak people, or weaklings as he liked to call them. He was found by Michael Jackson, who made him one of the 12 upper moon demons and manipulated him to become stronger and stronger so that he could kill more demon slayers. So even if Akaza killed Rengoku, you can't just blame him, blame Muzan. Obviously, if Akaza was strong, the best thing that he could do to become stronger was fighting. Akaza loved to fight. Eren Yeager would be so proud. Akaza just wanted to make Rengoku a demon so that they could fight for eternity and become stronger in the process. Where have you seen a man like this? His fighting techniques were really astonishing, and that snowflake design combined with the stunning animation was one of the most hyped things I had ever seen. There is one thing that Akaza has that other villains generally don't. Do you know what? Respect. This is some John Cena stuff right here. Being the Upper Moon 3, Akaza was extremely strong. Usually what happens in anime or other forms of entertainment, villains do not acknowledge their opponent's strength and they continue to disrespect them for the rest of the fight. But Akaza is different. During the fight against Rengoku, Akaza did not disrespect or say anything bad to him. Not even once. He respected Rengoku's breathtaking skills, courage and tremendous willpower. Akaza was actually playing with Rengoku the whole time as he wanted to recruit him. How nice of him, right? Even in the fight against Giyu and Tanjiro, Akaza acknowledged them both and even asked Giyu to become a demon. Guess he really likes strong people. This is one of the reasons why Akaza is my favorite in Demon Slayer. Villains in season 1 of One Punch Man are one of the most disrespectful ones that I have ever seen. They don't seem to acknowledge anyone but themselves, implying that there is no depth in their characters. Demon Slayer did a good job with Akaza. I was really impressed, and I'm sure you were too. There are many things that I like about Akaza, but nothing could beat his theme. Imagine sitting relaxed on the sofa in the middle of the movie when suddenly you see a character in blue covering your whole screen and in the background a super hyped soundtrack firing up your speakers. Oh man. That soundtrack was one of the most unique music that I have ever heard. It totally defined how much of a cool and badass character Akaza was. Again, the snowflake animation and the theme were really in sync. It felt so good to witness them both. The best thing to note about this sudden entrance was that Akaza was nowhere to be found in the poster of the movie. Crazy, right? Ufotable kept Akaza a secret for the non-manga readers. I myself had not read the manga at that point, and Akaza's sudden appearance caught me off guard. The character of Akaza is well thought. The complexity in the form of his tragic backstory really adds some depth to his character. It shows us that he is not just some villain who kills people without having an ideology behind his acts. It does not matter if you hate Akaza just because he killed the fan favorite character. Akaza will remain the best villain in the series. Well, at least according to me. The only contender who comes close to Akaza could be Kokushibo, but his backstory was not as tragic as Akaza. You already know that Akaza liked a character who is loved by everyone. He is none other than the Flame Hashira, Rengoku Kyojiro. Find out what you can learn from him with the help of this video. Subscribe the channel for more if you like this video. Thank you for watching and I will see you later.